Welcome to the fourth and final video in this series of video game collections. In this one I'll be going over my PC video game collection. I'll be showing you the physical games I have, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my computer, my old computer, my new computer, and give you some small reviews in the games I have played. In case you missed it or you haven't seen them yet, the other ones are already online on my channel. I have PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2 and Game Boy system videos on my channel in case you want to see it. Let's start with the video then. I'm gonna post here on the side the specs of my computer, which I use to edit and game every day. I have a video set up as well in case you want to see it, where I show off my computer and the programs I use to edit and stuff like that. Some of these games I never actually got around to playing them because my old PC, before I had this new one, my old PC which was brought in 23 was very underpowered. It only had 2 gigs of RAM. It had an NVIDIA GeForce FX graphics card, which are one of the worst series of NVIDIA cards ever released. They were so weak, and so because of that, most of the games I have here, I never actually got around to playing them because my old computer couldn't really handle them. My new computer can handle them just fine. It can run this in the maximum settings, every single one of them. Yeah, because of that, most of these games I have not really played, so I cannot really give you my thoughts about them. But the ones I have played, I'm going to give you some small reviews. Before we get on with these ones though, I'm going to show you some ones I have here which don't have boxes. These ones, most of these are I brought back in the day with gaming magazines. They came in gaming magazines, and they would not come with the boxes, so I only have the discs. So I'll be showing you some of the games I have here, which I don't have boxes for. First we have right here some Hugo games. These games are based on a television series of a character named Hugo, which is a troll character. This one is Christmas based. It's got so many games. It's mostly just mini games and stuff like that. Then we have right here, these are basically just online games, online flash games saved on the disk. Right here we have some more online flash games. I'm just gonna show you like this. I think it's better. They're online flash games basically. Very generic. They're basically just games you can find online in some sites. Mostly just flash games and stuff like that. And they come in these discs. There's a lot of games actually. They advertise here over 3,000 games and stuff like that. Not really over 3,000, but there's a lot of games. Strategy games, action games, just some flash games really. Nothing really that impressive. And then right here we have some more games as well. This one is of airplanes. This one is Disney's Jungle Book. This one is more, and these two are more flash online games as well. And then right here we have some more games as well. I have right here Crazy Taxi. These ones do not have boxes. This is the first entry in this series, the Crazy Taxi series. I also have the third one in here, so I'm gonna talk about that one more. This one was really the first one. Then right here we have Ford Racing 2. This is a racing game. This is a racing game. Like as the name suggests, it's mostly just Fords. You only drive Fords in this game. It's alright, I guess. I remember playing it. Then we have Robin Hood, Defender of the Crown. I never actually played this game, so I really can't talk much about it. I believe it's sort of like an RPG. I don't think it was really that well received. Then right here we have Söldner Gold Edition. This is a tactical game, military based. You can play in first and third person. Never actually played it, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Then right here we have a game which I actually played, March Offworld Recon. I don't think this game is much well known. I don't think this game is really that known. I can't really find much videos or information online about it. It's basically just a first person shooter. You play with robots. You're a robot and you have a squad, and you're basically put on Mars, and you have to do some missions, stuff like that. I never actually finished the game because the first boss is very hard to beat. I never actually got around to beating that boss. I don't know how you beat the boss, but yeah. Then right here we have another first-person shooter. Although this is a demo, not the full game. This is F.E.A.R, the first in the series of the F.E.A.R games. Alright, I guess this is the demo. I never actually played the real game, the real full game, so yeah, can't talk much about it. Then right here you have actually a very nice game, Star Wars Republic Commando. This is a very nice game. I remember playing this game a lot, actually in my old PC, because my old PC could handle this game. This is a very awesome game actually. In this one you play with stormtroopers. You're basically a stormtrooper squad, and I believe you're 4 members. You're a team of 4, and you can command your stormtrooper colleagues to like engage and cover you and stuff like that. Very awesome game. There's also Chewbacca in this, and yeah, overall it's a very nice game. The gameplay is very nice. I really enjoyed the fact that you play as stormtroopers. It just sends a different perspective to the whole thing, and yeah, it's very nice. The graphics are also very nice as well. The graphics, the story is all right, and really the best thing about this is really the gameplay. I just love the mechanics of the team, the squad. You can order the squads and stuff like that. You can order them to make very lots of things, and I really love that. Also the hood, when you like take damage, for example, it just the cleaner just cleans up for the stormtrooper helm. The screen just like goes, it just cleans like dirt and blood, and I really love that. It really makes you feel like you're a stormtrooper, and that's really the best thing about this game, is that you really feel like you're inside a stormtrooper costume. So yeah, you really feel like a stormtrooper, and that's really the best thing about this game. Then right here to finish, we have a very awesome game. Also a very old one. This game released in 22. It's Arx Fatalis. This is an RPG game. It's very old. The graphics are not really that great. They're actually very bad. The physics systems is also not that good. But man, this is an awesome game. The story is very nice. One of the best things about this game is the magic system. In this game you can cast spells. Like you have to cast some runes on the screen, like make some shapes, stuff like that, to make the spells, and I really love that. Although it can get a little bit difficult. Some runes, you have to collect the runes to cast the spells, and some of the runes to draw them can be a little bit difficult. But overall, this is a very nice game actually. I wish they made a remake or a sequel, stuff like that. There's some mods online. There's one actually coming out this year with improved graphics and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a very awesome game. One of the things I like most about this game is the fact that you can actually change the outcome of the story. In this game, you can kill every single NPC you face and meet. So, for example, if you kill an NPC you're not supposed to kill, you're never going to be able to finish the game. And I think that is actually a very nice thing about this game. Really, is the fact that you're basically not chained. You can do whatever you want. You can kill NPCs. You can kill whoever you want, and that is always going to have some outcomes. And like I was saying, if you kill an NPC you're not supposed to, you're never going to be able to finish the game. But yeah, it's a very nice RPG. It's got a good amount of monsters. You face ratmans, you face goblins, You also face a dragon as well. You face demons. Yeah, overall it's a very nice game. I highly recommend it if you're one of those people like me who enjoy this old type of games and RPG games, like Elder Scrolls, for example. I think you're gonna really enjoy this game, especially the magic system. The magic system is really the best thing about this game. And yeah, overall it's a very nice game and I highly recommend it. Arx Fatalis. So now we're gonna get into the physical games, the physical boxes. So in the first I'm gonna show you the games which I never really got around to playing because my old PC couldn't handle them. So yeah, first of all we have right here Act of War Direct Action. This is strategy game, if I'm not mistaken. Never actually got around to playing this game. This came with a magazine, as you can see, My Games. So yeah, and then right here we have a demo of Football Manager 29. I never liked these types of games, these sports games. I never really liked them. So yeah. Then right here we have SBK 2011 FIM Superbike World Championship. This is a racing game with bikes. Never played it. Then right here we have Turning Point Fall of Liberty. This is a first-person shooter game. It's set in New York, I think. Yeah, it's set in New York. The graphics seem alright, but I never actually played it, so I can't talk much about it. Then right here we have another first-person shooter. We have Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. This game is a first-person shooter with futuristic weapons and stuff like that of the Tom Clancy series. Then right here we have another entry in the Tom Clancy series. We have Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 6 Vegas. This game is also a first-person shooter. Then we have one of the best Tom Clancy's games, actually, one of the best reviewed ones. We have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. This is a stealth game at first. I actually played a little bit of it on my new PC, just the first level, but I really can't talk much about it because I only played the first level, so yeah. Then we have Kane and Lynch Dead Man. This is also another first-person shooter. This game was not really that well received. The sequel was very bad, actually. The sequel was very badly received. They actually, I believe they stopped making more games in this franchise because they were very badly reviewed. You basically control these two psychopaths, and yeah, they were not really that well received. Then right here we have an awesome game, actually, Metro 2033. This is a first-person shooter game set in a post-apocalyptic world. This game is actually very nice. I never actually played it, unfortunately. I want to play it someday. There's also the sequel, which is Metro Last Light. There's also Metro Exodus, which is releasing this year, I believe in February. Metro Exodus. So yeah, overall it's a very nice game overall, from what I have seen from reviews. Then right here we have Dawn of War, or actually Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 2. This is the gold edition, which includes the DLC Chaos Rising. I never actually played this one. I own and played the first Warhammer games. I never actually played this one. I believe it's not as good as the first one from reviews I've seen. Then right here we have Prince of Persia. This is a reboot of the Prince of Persia series. This game, I never actually played it. It's alright. From what I've seen, it looks to be very nice, actually. In this one, you actually have this woman which helps you. She can, I believe she can help you when you fall and stuff like that. She can help you not to die and stuff like that. It looks very nice. The graphics are also more comic-like, you could say. I never actually played it. I did play the ones on the PS2, but I never actually played this one. So yeah. Then right here we have an RPG. This is Two Worlds. Never played this game. It's very similar to the Elder Scrolls series. I don't think it's really that good from reviews I've seen. It's actually from reviews. It's got some bad reviews. So yeah, it must not be really that good. I don't know. I never actually played it. Then right here we have Driver Parallel Lines. This is just basically a clone of the Grand Theft Auto series. It's just basically a clone of the Grand Theft Auto series. Not as good as Grand Theft Auto, obviously. It's set in New York. It's basically just a clone of the Grand Theft Auto series. You can steal cars and do some missions, stuff like that. Not as good as the Grand Theft Auto series, but yeah. Then right here we have a game which I did play a little bit. We have Hitman Contracts. I played this one just a little bit, just the first level, but it ran like crap on my old PC, so I can't really say much about it. I don't think it's as good as Hitman Blood Money or the new ones. I don't know. I think it's a alright game. I never actually really played it that much, so I really can't give you my thoughts about it. Then right here we have Silent Storm. This is a tactical game. I believe it's a strategy game. Yeah, it's sort of a strategy game. Yeah, I really never played this game. I don't know much about it. So yeah, it's another game I have. Now we're gonna get to the games that I did play quite a bit, and I'm gonna give you some small reviews on them. The ones I played the most is the ones I'm gonna be talking the most about. So yeah, first we have The Settlers: Heritage of Kings. This is a strategy game. You play with humans, and you have to build buildings and stuff like that. It's your generic real-time strategy game. You have to build buildings, like I was saying. Then you can also battle armies and stuff like that. You must collect resources to build new stuffs and stuff like that. It's alright, I guess. I played it a little bit. I haven't played it that much. I don't think it's that good from reviews I've seen, but it's alright game from at least from what I played at the time. Then right here we have Tomb Raider Underworld. This is the PC version. This version I never actually played it because my old PC couldn't handle it. I did play the PS3 version. From what I played on the PS3, this game is actually very nice. In this one, they emphasized more on the scenarios. In this one, they expanded the scenarios. They also added some new gameplay mechanics as well for Lara. Overall, I think it's an alright game from what I played on the PS3 version. It's got some glitches and some bugs here and there, but overall it's a very nice game. I really enjoyed it. The scenarios, like I was saying, they emphasize more on the scenarios. The scenarios are very alright. The graphics are also pretty nice as well. And overall it's a very nice Tomb Raider game. If you like Tomb Raider and you like the Tomb Raider series, then you're probably gonna enjoy this game. Then right here we have a very popular game and one that is still very praised up to this day. We have right here Crysis. This game is very well known for being one of the most demanding titles ever made. Not as much now, but back when it released in 2007, it was probably the most demanding game ever made. Even with the hardware back at the time this game released, even with the newest hardware back then, you couldn't really run this game properly. This game is still very not as intensive now to run, but it's still very impressive. It still requires a good computer if you want to run at high FPS numbers. This is still one of the best looking games ever made. This game, when it released in 2017, it was definitely the best looking game ever made. The graphics are really over the top. They're amazing. I remember actually getting this game back in the day, but actually never actually being able to play it because my old computer couldn't really play it. I did play it on my new PC. I did play it a little bit, the first level, and yeah, I only played the first level. I wish I could have played it back there because it was more. It will have a little more impact. But yeah, this is a very nice game. One of the best games ever made. One of the best highly regarded games on the PC as well. And I highly recommend it. Very awesome game, Crysis. You also have Crysis 2 and 3, which improved the graphics even more. Although they were not as well received as this first entry. But yeah, Crysis, still one of the best games on the PC ever made. And you always have to ask yourself, your PC might be very good, but can it run Crysis? That's the question. So yeah, pretty amazing game, highly recommended, Crysis. Awesome game. Then right here we have Crazy Taxi 3. This is the third entry in the franchise, and also the best one. These games, they debuted on the Sega Dreamcast, and the first one, Crazy Taxi 1, is one of the most well-known Sega Dreamcast games actually. In these games, you can choose between taxi drivers. You're basically this taxi driver. You can choose from I believe this one has like 10 or 8 different taxi drivers, and you pretty much have to drive people around. You're basically this taxi driver, and you have to drive people from place to place, and you get more scores and more points and stuff like that. It's a very nice game actually. It's a very fun game. This one, I believe it was this one that added mini games as well. This one has some mini games as well you can play. Then you also have the Overworld, where you have to drive the people around. And then yeah, it's a very fun game, a very nice game. The graphics are very cartoonish like. But really, this game does not try to be realistic. It tries to be fun, and it really delivers in that. It's a very fun game, especially the mini games and the challenges as well. And this one expanded the characters. In this one, you can choose much more characters, much more taxi drivers. And yeah, it's a very nice game. And if you're looking into a very fun game with cars, then I would recommend this game. It's a very fun game, Crazy Taxi series. Then right here we have Zoo Tycoon Complete Collection. This comes with the original Zoo Tycoon game and the 2 DLCs, Marine Mania and Dinosaurs. Well, the Dinosaur DLC, Dinosaur Digs. That's right. Marine Mania and Dinosaur Digs. This is basically just a zoo type of game. It's basically like Sims, for example, but with animals. It's very nice actually. I really enjoyed this one. I never actually played the second one, but the second one I never really liked the second one. I much prefer this one. The graphics are much more simple in this one. The second one added more realistic graphics, but this one, the graphics, even though they're not really that realistic, they're very nice actually. I really enjoyed this type of graphics. They look very nice. You also have a lot of animals you can add. I really enjoyed the marine animals. That's the one I played the most. But yeah, overall it's a very nice game. If you like this type of games, this type of games like Sims and stuff like that, then I think you're gonna enjoy this game. It's also got a lot of challenges you can do, and yeah, it's a very nice game. It might be a little more kid friendly and stuff like that, but even adults, I believe even adults will enjoy this game. If you're looking to spend, to spend some time and you like animals like me, I enjoy animals, so I really enjoy this game. If you want to build stuff like that, if you want to build enclosures and stuff like that, then I would recommend this game. It's a pretty nice game. It's a pretty fun, and yeah, it's pretty nice game, Zoo Tycoon. Then right here we have another very fun game. This is Total Overdose. This game is very fun. I remember finishing it a lot of times actually. In this one you're Rico, I believe it's his game. I believe it's his name, Rico Rodriguez. You're basically in Mexico. In this game you play in Mexico, and you have to defeat this drugs leader. You have to face this cartel mob leader, and you must defeat him. It's very nice, very fun game, very nice. You in this game the gameplay is you can do sort of like Matrix stuff. You can jump and the game slows down, and that's really the best thing about this game. You can do this Matrix style of combat stunts. You can when you do that, the game just like goes all slow down, and you can shoot everyone. It's a very fun game. The graphics are not really that great, but this game tries mostly to be fun, and it's fun at first, and then comes the graphics and the story. The story is alright. It doesn't have that many missions. It's only got like 9 missions, I believe. But it's a very fun game, especially when you collect all of the stuff in the game and you get unlimited ammo for the rocket launcher and stuff like that. It's very fun. It's got a lot of comedy moments as well, and yeah, it's a very nice game. If you're looking for a fun game to spend some time on, then I will recommend this game. It's a very fun game. So yeah. Then right here we have a repeat actually. 2 boxes. I have right here 2 boxes. We have Dawn of War, Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War Anthology. This one comes with the original Dawn of War game and 2 expansions, Winter Assault and Dark Crusade. There was also another one, which I don't remember the name now. I'm gonna post the name. I don't remember. I believe I know there was a third one, a third DLC as well. These games are very awesome actually. I play these games a lot. Never actually finished them. I never actually got around to finishing them. They're basically strategy games. They're sort of like the Settlers. You have to build the buildings and stuff like that. You can play as different races. In this one, with the Dark Crusade DLC, you get to play as the Necrons and the Taus, which are my favorite factions actually. They're my favorite races in the franchise. The Necrons are basically these undead robotic beings, and the Taus are these robots, this robot army, and then they also have some carnivore creatures as well. I always love the Taus. They're my favorite factions actually. They're my favorite faction, the Taus, and yeah, they're a very nice game. These ones, in my opinion, this one is the best one in my opinion. The first games are the best ones in my opinion. The second and third ones, from reviews I've seen, they're not really as good as this one, as these first games. And yeah, these ones are very nice games. If you like strategy games, I believe you're gonna enjoy these games. They're very nice. Like I said, I really enjoyed the Taus and the Necrons. But you also have the Chaos, which are like corrupted Space Marines. You have the Space Marines as well. You have the Orcs, and yeah, they're very, very nice games. And you can also get a lot of mods for them. There's a lot of mods online which emphasize the game even more. They add more gameplay features and more units and stuff like that. And yeah, the story is also very nice as well. I never actually finished the story, but I did go against the Necrons in the story mode. Never actually won against them. But yeah, if you're looking for a strategy game, I would highly recommend these games because they're very awesome. You also have Skirmish as well, where you can play against a computer, and yeah, they're very fun games to spend some time on. So yeah, the Warhammer 40,000 games, very nice games. Right here we have a very good game actually, a very old one as well. We have Spellforce, The Order of Dawn. This is a real-time strategy game, but also an RPG game. It's both at the same time. This is a very nice game. I really enjoyed this game. I remember putting a lot of hours in this one. It's kind of old. Like I said, it's an old game. The graphics are not really that great. They're really not up to standards of today. But it's still a very nice game, even though the graphics aren't really that great. The soundtrack is very awesome. I really love the soundtrack in this game. The musics are very ambient-like. They're very relaxing. They're very nice. You can search online for soundtracks. There's soundtracks online. It's very nice soundtrack. The story pretty much you're pretty much this rune warrior. You're summoned by this circle mage named Rowan. In the time there was a convocation. Basically the story is there was a convocation. And there were 13 circle mages, and basically one of those mages he becomes corrupted. I believe he becomes corrupted and he gathers the Stone of the Phoenix, and he gains these powers, and he cannot control them. And yeah, that's pretty much I don't the story. You can search online. I'm not really gonna go much over the story because it's a little bit complex, and I don't want this video to be a little bit too dragged out. But yeah, you're pretty much this rune warrior. You're summoned by Rowan in the start of the game, and you pretty much control the rune warrior, and you can also command different armies. In this game, you have 6 factions of races you can command. You can activate these monuments, and you can also summon other rune warriors as well, which are called heroes. You can gain throughout the story. You gain runes, which you can use to summon better heroes, which can help you defeat your enemies and progress the story. Like I was saying, you can control 6 different factions. You have 3 good factions and 3. Oh yes, you have 3 races and 3 evil races. 3 good races and 3 evil races. The good races are the humans, the dwarves, and the elves, and then the evil races are the trolls, the orcs, and the dark elves. And you pretty much can make armies of those races. You can gather resources and build armies, build buildings. It's pretty much a generic strategy game, but it also has some role-playing games. You have 2 perspectives. You can play the game in third-person perspective from behind the rune warrior, your character, and you can run across the map like that, or you can choose to view the game up from the top, like most strategy games. So you can and that way you can better command your armies and stuff like that. It's a very nice game. Highly recommend it if you like role-playing games and strategy games. I highly recommend this game. It's long. It's not really short. It's not really that long like some other games I like the next game I'll show. But it's a long game. You can spend a lot of hours on it. One of the things I don't like actually is the amount of content. There's not a lot of content on this game. Weapons and armors. There's not a lot of stuff you can get. The enemies, the variety of enemies is also not that vast. There's not a lot of enemies you can face in this game. You can face orcs. You can face goblins. You face demons as well. You also face humans. But overall, there's not a lot of different types of enemies you face in this. There's actually a lot of reskins. There's a lot of reskins, a lot of bosses as well. The bosses are actually very nice. There's a lot of side quests you can do, and yeah, it's a very nice game. You can play this in a potato PC. My old PC runs this perfectly fine. So you can, even if you have a weak PC, you can run this game very easily. They also made 2 expansions which continue the story. They are Breath of Winter and Shadow of the Phoenix. In Shadow of the Phoenix, they added a lot of new armors and weapons and stuff, and they also added more enemy types as well. They also increased the levels. In this one, you can only reach level 30. In the Shadow of the Phoenix expansion, you can go all the way to level 50. But yeah, it's a very nice game. If you're looking for a role-playing and a strategy game at the same time, then I will highly recommend this game. It's a very awesome game. You can spend a lot of hours in this one. Very awesome game. The soundtrack, like I said, is very nice as well. The story is also very good. And overall, it's a very nice package, and I highly recommend it. Spellforce. There's also Spellforce 2 and Spellforce 3 as well. But these first entries in the series are still the best ones. Spellforce 2 didn't really get that good of a reviews, and Spellforce 3 as well. They really are not up to par with this one. This one and its expansions are still the best ones. And so yeah, if you're looking to play, if you're looking to get into the Spellforce series, then I would recommend if you play this one mostly, and its expansions as well, Breath of the Winter and Shadow of the Phoenix, because these first games in the series are definitely the best, and you're really gonna spend a lot of hours in these ones. I know I spent a lot of hours in this one, and yeah, it's a very awesome game. and I highly recommend it. Then right here we have Titan Quest. This is another RPG game. This one is basically like the Diablo series of games. It plays just like Diablo, but in this one it's based on mythology. It's based on Greek mythology and also Egypt and China. They also added, I believe in 2018, they added the Nordic mythology as well and another expansion. This game is actually very well supported. Actually, it came out in 26 and it's still very supported. Actually, it's a very nice game. Actually, I really enjoyed this game. I never actually finished it, and the reason for that is because this game is very long. This game is very long. That's the main negative about this game is that it just drags out a lot. There's a lot of areas where you have to face a lot of enemies. It's a lot of huge areas placed with a lot of enemies you have to defeat. And yeah, that's really the only negative I have with this game is the amount of time you have to put in this game to finish it. It's a very long game. It's divided in 3 acts. You first start in Greece, then you go to Egypt, and then you go to China. And then you also go to Olympus to defeat Typhoon, which is the main enemy in this game. And then they also added the Immortal Throne expansion, where you go to the Underworld and you have to defeat Hades, the god of the Underworld. It's a very nice game. You have a lot of weapons in this one, a lot of weapons, a lot of armors, a lot of cool stuff. The graphics are very nice as well. You also have multiplayer. This game also has a lot of mods. You can find a lot of mods online for it, which add even more stuff to the game. But like I was saying, it's a very nice game for what it is. I really enjoyed this game. If you like Greek mythology and you like this type of games, I think you're gonna enjoy this game. But I think you're gonna probably get a little bit tired of always defeating a lot of enemies, because like I was saying, this game is very long. It drags out a lot. It just drags on and on and on. It just drags a lot, and that's why I never actually finished this game, because I actually reached the China Act, which is the last act in the original one. This does not have Immortal Throne expansion, and the enemies just got a lot harder. The enemies got a lot too much strong. The enemies were too strong, and I was always dying, and I decided to give up on the game because it's a very long game. It's a very long game, but if you like mythology, then I think you're gonna enjoy this game. The enemies are also very nice as well. You have a lot of enemies you can face in this one. A lot of bosses. There's a lot of huge bosses like the Hydra. You also have dragons. You have titans, gods. You also have some masteries. In this one, you have a lot of masteries. You can choose the spirit mastery, nature. You can choose to be a warrior, and you can also combine masteries. You can have 2 masteries, and you can use different spells from like fire spells. You can also use thunder spells, and you can combine different classes to make a single hybrid class. And yeah, very nice game. I really enjoyed it. The only negative, like I was saying, is the longevity. It's a very long game, but it's a very nice game, and I really loved it. Titan Quest. Then right here we have another awesome game. This is Dark Messiah of Myth and Magic. This game is very nice. Some people didn't really like it. I did. The best thing about this game is the gameplay and the combat system. In this one, the trailer emphasizes it a lot. The trailer really showcases this. In this game, you have a lot of ways to fight your enemies. You can use the environment a lot. Like for example, you can ignite some spots in the map to make enemies on fire, put enemies on fire. You also have spikes as well. You can where you can kick your enemies to there. You also have some traps as well, which you can activate to defeat many of the enemies. It's a very nice game. The graphics are also very nice as well. The graphics are very nice. If you put everything to the max, the graphics are very awesome. The spell system in this one is also very nice. In this game you can choose to be a warrior, a rogue, or a mage. I really enjoyed the mage path. You have a lot of cool spells you can do with this one. And like I was saying with the gameplay system, the combat, you can do a lot of things with the spells. You have, like, for example, telekinesis. You can do a lot of cool things with the spells, a lot of cool ways to defeat your enemies, and that's really the best thing about this game is the ways you can defeat your enemies and stuff like that. The story is not really that great. The story could be a little bit better, but the gameplay, like I was saying, is really awesome. The graphics are very, very nice as well. You have 10 levels only, but their levels do expand a little bit. They're long, so you're not gonna feel like it's a very short game. It's not really that long, but it has good longevity. And yeah, it's a very nice game. If you're looking for an action game, I will recommend this. It's a very awesome game. Some people, some reviews I've seen of people, some people actually didn't like this game. I don't know why. Like I was saying, this game is very awesome actually. It could be a little bit better. It's got some bugs here and there as well. But overall, it's a very nice game, and I would recommend it. It's a very awesome game, and one of the best ones I have for the PC. So yeah, I actually played this one on my old PC. I actually got around to finishing it. The story, like I was saying, is not really that good. It could be a little bit better, but overall, it's a very nice game. And really, if you mostly want to play just for the combat system alone, because the combat system and the gameplay is really the best thing about this. Just the ways you can kill your enemies. It's just awesome, and it can be very funny. You can spend a lot of time actually trying to find different ways to kill your enemies. And yeah, I really enjoyed this game. The warrior, the mage, and the thief paths are very awesome. Each one of them has different ways you can kill your enemies with. I actually enjoyed the thief as well. With the thief you can do a lot of stealth kills and stuff like that. And overall, it's a very nice game, and I highly recommend it. Dark Messiah of Myth and Magic, very awesome game. Oh, I love this game. This is a very awesome game. Well, here we have Legacy of Kain, Defiance. This is another entry in the Legacy of Kain series. This continues the story where it left off in Soul River 2. This franchise of games is actually very awesome. They're one of my favorite franchises ever made. And for a reason, they're very awesome games. They have a lot of cool stuff. The graphics are very awesome. The art style, I really love the art style. This game released in 23, and it still looks very awesome. The music is very nice as well. It's very orchestral. It's very epic based. So I really enjoyed that. The gameplay is also very nice as well. You have a lot of weapons in this one. We have a lot of weapons you can get. You can get different rivers for both characters, for Kane and Raziel. For Raziel, especially for Raziel, you can get, like, for example, Dark River, Light River, Fire, Earth, Spirit. You can get rivers of various elements, and each one of them has different things you can do with them, and special attacks and special effects. So yeah, like I was saying, I really enjoy this franchise. It's just a shame that nobody picks up this franchise really. I would really love to see a new entry in this franchise. This franchise has been dead for quite some time now, and I would really like to see a new game in the series. There's also the PlayStation 1 games, Blood Omen and Soul River. There was also Blood Omen 2 and Soul River 2. Soul River 2 is actually very well known. Actually, it's one of the best known games in the series. That one is also very awesome. It was very highly praised at the time when it released. These games are very awesome. Like I was saying, they're very awesome action games. The story, I cannot really go over much about the story because the story is a little bit complex. But just briefly, the story, I'm just going to briefly talk a little bit about it. It's basically you control Kane. In this one you control Kane and Raziel. And pretty much Kane, he was a human, and he becomes I believe he dies, and he becomes a vampire. He is resurrected by a necromancer and becomes a vampire, and he starts to build an army of vampires, and he becomes their king. He has his own throne, and then he has a son which is named Raziel. Raziel starts to grow in power, and he starts to question Kane and his motives, and and I believe he goes against Kane. What Kane does is Kane basically sentences Raziel to execution, and he sends Raziel to the Underworld. So what happens to Raziel is Raziel, he was once a vampire just like Kane. He had flesh and stuff. When he goes to the Underworld, he undergoes this transformation. His flesh rots away, and now all you can see from him is his bones. Now he only has his bones exposed, like his rib cage, for example. It's all bony. You can only see his bones, and he gains this river that comes from his right hand, and you pretty much have to reach the material world, which is the real world. In this one, you actually go against Kane. You actually face Kane, and you take his heart. You take Kane's heart. In this one, the main villain. There's two villains. One is Mobius, which is a mage, which is serving the Elder God, which is the main villain in this one. The Elder God is basically this tentacle-like being, this tentacle-like god filled with eyes, and in the end, you defeat him by Raziel basically sacrificing himself. Raziel sacrifices himself, and he becomes Kane's weapon, which was what he was destined to ever since he was born. Ever since being born, Raziel was supposed to be Kane's main weapon, the Soul Reaver, which is named the Soul Reaver, and you can only defeat the Elder God with that weapon, the Soul Reaver. And yeah, this game is very awesome. Like I was saying, the boss battles are nice as well. You actually have some cool boss fights in this one. The gameplay is very nice, like I was saying. You also can do some telekinesis as well with Kane. And yeah, overall it's a very nice game. I highly recommend this game. If you never played any of the Legacy of Kain series, then you must play any of these games for that matter. This one I actually like because you can control both Kane and Raziel. I always enjoyed Raziel more. I enjoyed Raziel much more than Kane. His gameplay is just so much better. I really love Raziel's design as well. He looks very awesome, and the fact that you can get a lot of different types of weapons for him is actually very awesome as well. So you have a lot of ways you can play the game. Then you can also switch between the material and the spectral world. And overall, it's a very nice game. The soundtrack, like I was saying, is very awesome. The soundtrack, the graphics and visual style is very nice as well. And if you're looking for an action game, if you're looking for a lesser known action game, but one that is very awesome, then I would highly recommend this game. One of the best games I have for the PC, and it's a very nice game. Like I was saying, I wish they went back into this game because this series deserves so much more. But oh well. Legacy of Kain Defiance, very awesome game. Highly recommend it. Then to finish it all off, we have a game which had a lot of promise actually. This game had a lot of promise. It released in 2008. I remember back in the day actually getting very excited about these games, but what I have to say about this game is that this is probably the most disappointing game ever made. But yeah, it's basically Spore. I have right here the limited edition, the Galactic edition actually. This is the Galactic edition version. This comes with some goodies, making offs and art books and stuff like that. And then right here I have also the Creature Creator. This only comes with the Creature Creator. And yeah, so these games, like I was saying, these are basically probably the most disappointing games ever made. These games had a promise. I remember seeing some old gameplays back from 25 of the early development of these games, the early alpha stages. In these games, pretty much you start as a cell, you start as this small cell being, and then you evolve. You become a creature. and then you can also go to space. You can also build civilizations. It's basically a game based on that, based on the evolution. It had a lot of promise, like I was saying. I remember seeing some gameplays from the early stages. But this game, Will Wright, which was the main creator of this game, he gave the rights to Maxis, and Maxis pretty much destroyed these games because these games were supposed to be realistic. You can search online for videos. The 25 videos back then, the game was much more realistic. It was much more gory. You had blood and stuff like that. In this one, they made it much more cartoonish. They removed the blood and they made the game much more easy as well. And I really hated that. They also removed some stages as well. You were gonna have an aquatic stage, so you would start as a cell, then you would evolve to a sea monster, then you would transition to land. You would gain legs, and you would transition to the creature stage. Then you would have the tribal stage, where you start to gain some intelligence. Then you have the civilization stage, where you build the cities. You build a city and an empire. Then you go on to space, and you have to conquer. You have to reach the center of the universe, and you have to defeat this galactic race known as Grox. And it's still a nice game. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy this game. I remember actually playing the demo version of the Creature Creator back in the day, and really wishing I had the full version so I could use the more parts as well. These games, although I still like to play these games. Although I still love these games, they could have been so much better. I mean, really, they could have been so much better. These games, they're very cartoonish. Like I was saying, I wish I wish Will Wright never went ahead with Maxis, because, like I was saying, Maxis really destroyed these games. They made it too cartoonish. I really enjoyed the 25 version, where it was more realistic. This game had a lot of potential. This could have been one of the best games ever made, but unfortunately Will Wright was very stupid, and he had to give the game to Maxis and EA, and they screwed this whole thing up. They screwed this whole games up, and unfortunately the games now are basically just some cartoonish creator games like Sims. You can create creatures. And if you like to create stuff, if you like to create creatures, and you like monsters and stuff like that, then I would recommend these games. Just for the simple fact that you can create awesome creatures. I actually spend most of my time in these games in the creature stage. That is my favorite stage. I never really enjoyed the space stage. The space stage is just too long, and the other stages are very easy and very short, especially the cell stage. The cell stage, the first one in the game, is very short. You can complete it in some minutes. But the game is very easy. Unfortunately, there's a lot of mods online to emphasize the game and add more parts and make them harder. But what is done is done. These games really cannot really be much more enhanced that they are now. I wish they made a sequel. They have made some DLCs. They made some expansion packs, creepy and cute, which adds some more parts. And they also added an expansion pack called the Galactic Adventures, which adds more missions and side quests and stuff like that to the space stage. But overall, these games they're not really that appealing. They're mostly appealing to kids. They appeal mostly to kids. Like I was saying, the graphics are very cartoonish. It's a very cartoonish game. They try too hard to make it very cartoonish and kid friendly, and I really hated that. This game could have been so much better. I still remember seeing the trailers back from the day, still seeing the trailers, still seeing the trailers, and getting so excited because I've always loved monsters and creatures, and the fact that I could create my creatures and play with them. I really enjoyed that, but these games definitely did not deliver in that. They also have a complexity meter, So if you add too much parts to your creatures, you can reach a stage where you cannot really add more stuff because it gets too complex. The game says it's too complex. Yeah. So if your creatures have too many parts, you cannot really add more parts to it. So that's why they created a lot of mods out there to disable that limit. Because me, for example, I like my creatures very complex. I like to create very complex creatures, and the complexity meter really killed that off because once you start adding a lot of stuff, it's just the game just says you cannot add more stuff because the creature is too complex, and I really hated that. But yeah, if you like creating stuff, then you're probably gonna enjoy these games. But like I was saying, these games could have been so much better. Spore could have been such an awesome game. It was such a shame that Will Wright had to screw it all up. You can search videos online of this game back in the day from the early demos versions, and you're gonna see how much better this game was. But yeah, Spore. I still remember getting it. I got the collected edition, as you can see, because I was so excited for this game, but unfortunately it really did not deliver to the hype. It's really the most disappointing game ever released in my opinion, and yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it's life. Spore, you failed me. Well, I forgot about some more games I have. I'm sorry guys. I totally forgot about these ones. I only really remembered them after I made the video, so sorry for this little cut here. So I have some more games here as well. We have right here Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl. This is actually a very nice game. It's set in a post-apocalyptic world. It's a first-person shooter. But it's also a third person, I believe. You can also play in the third person perspective. It's a very awesome game. It had also sequels as well, but they were not as well received as this first one. This game is very popular. There's a lot of mods online as well, which add more stuff to it. I played it a little bit actually on my old PC. I did play it for a little bit. But I never got around to finishing it or the story. I never actually played it that much. But it's sort of like a survival game, sort of like Fallout. It's like Fallout, but mostly survival based. So yeah, it's a very nice game actually, very nice game. Then right here we have Project Snowblind. This is a first-person shooter. I never actually played this game because my old PC could not handle it. I don't think it's really that great from reviews I've seen online, but yeah, not a game I have. Then right here we have two games. We have Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. These games are unlike the third one, Fallout 3 and New Vegas and the following games. These ones are more strategy type of games. The graphics are not as great as the third entry in the series, obviously. These ones released some years prior to the third one. Fallout 3 is really when they changed the whole design aspect of it. You can play in first and third person. These ones, like I said, they're more strategy-based games. They're more strategy-based type of games, and yeah, you basically play in the Fallout universe, but it's strategy-based and not like the later entries in the series. So yeah, I never actually played these games. I know Fallout for being this third-person post-apocalyptic type of game. With that sort of gameplay, not with this type, but some people might not know that the first entries in the series were actually strategy-based games, and so yeah, I don't really find much appeal to these ones because they don't really fit my type of Fallout experience, which I've come to know from Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4 as well. So yeah, the first Fallout games. Then right here you have another strategy game. This is Earth 2160. This one is very much similar to Warhammer 40,000, but this one it's mostly just space-like based, and you control these robots and stuff. It's more, like I said, it's more space-like. It's a space-like strategy game. You can build buildings and stuff like that, just like in other strategy games like the Warhammer series. Never actually played this game because my old PC could not handle it. I don't think it's really that great from reviews I've seen. There was also a sequel, I believe. Or actually, no, I think this is a sequel actually. I believe there was a 2150 game as well, which is a prequel to this one. This one is a sequel. But yeah, I never actually played this game. I don't know if it's really that great. I don't think it's that great, at least from reviews I've seen. So yeah, just another game I have. And then to end it all up, we have actually a trial version of a game. This is Age of Conan, Hyborian Adventures. Age of Conan, Hyborian Adventures. This is an online only game. This is an MMO game. This is actually a free trial, like I said. This is a trial version of the real game. Never played it, obviously. I don't know if it's good or not. I like MMO games. I really enjoy MMO type of games. But I'm mostly a single player type of person. I enjoy single player games more because of the story and the gameplay aspect of them. And the MMO games are fun, yeah, but most of them always recycle the same stuff, always add the same stuff, so they can get a little bit, you could say, boring, because most of them use the same types of things. And so yeah, this is an MMO, an online only game. Never played it for those reasons. So yeah. Another game I forgot, or rather in this case demos. This is really the final one. These are some demos for some Lego games. We have Lego Marvel Superheroes, and then we also have Lego The Hobbit, Lego The Movie Video Game, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, and Lego Jurassic World. Yeah, these are demos of all those Lego games. I never played them. Obviously, they're demos. I never actually played any of that games. Also, for that matter, I never played the full games. But yeah, just some demos I have here, and yeah, I totally had forgotten about this one as well. So yeah, demos. And well, now I can definitely say I finished the video. I had these games to show as well, which I totally forgot. So sorry about that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoy what I do, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I have the other collection videos as well posted on the channel. So if you want to see the other video game collections I have, you can check them. Forgive my articulation problems here and there, but this is obviously not a scripted video. I have to say what is on my mind when I'm doing these types of videos. I don't script this. I don't make scripts. So yeah, forgive me about some articulation problems. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions of any game you want me to talk about, or if you want to see any game that you want me to play, you can suggest them in the comments below, or you can send a message. Yeah, be sure to visit the channel and stay tuned, because I'll be posting the gameplay videos. I'll be starting my gameplay videos very soon as well. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this this series of videos. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Unholy Omega, signing out.